Welcome to all of our viewers out there. This is your host, Marcus Perleberg with MVP Rentals. Welcome to our first introductory podcast. We are doing this podcast. It came about me and Natasha, who is actually my marketing guru, admin support. We were brainstorming one day. We thought, hey, it would be a really cool idea. Put out a podcast, send out information, get some of the contractors, guests, influencers that I talk to on a daily basis, that Natasha talks to, bring them in, let you guys get some information for free, just from professionals. Why not? So we started up this podcast. It took a little bit of work to get everything situated. We've got a tech support with us running the podcasting equipment so we can make this all possible. I just want to say that I appreciate everybody's efforts to get this set up. I know I put a lot of pressure on you guys to get this stuff done. So I just want to start with the first show ever with a big thank you to you guys for putting this all together. I'm going to go into a little background about what MVP Rentals is, some brief overview, and then I really want to get into our guest here, Natasha, who is our marketing guru. So MVP Rentals, we are a property management company located in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. We specialize in the residential space, so that's anything from single family up to 4-unit buildings. Not opposed to any commercial buildings, so if you have them, send them our way. We are interested. But right now we are specializing in the residential side. I am also an agent helping buyers and sellers with their real estate needs on that end. But this podcast is all encompassing anything real estate, anything interesting. We want to bring on the show, give it to you guys. So a little plug here. We do have a social media page that Natasha runs. We do have a podcasting email, which if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, it is posted on there. Send any questions, all questions to us. We will bring on a professional to answer those questions, get you the answers that you're looking for. So I'm going to jump into the introduction for Natasha. I'm going to ask her a couple questions about her background, where she is, what led her to this coffee shop on a Wednesday morning doing a podcast for the first time. So Natasha, I'm going to send it over to you. Give us a little background on you.
Hi. Okay. Well, I was a previous small business owner. I then decided to sell my business and then jumped into working at a brokerage and was doing marketing for them. I have since left that brokerage and then started my own marketing and social media small business again. And then hooked up with Marcus because he was at the brokerage that I was at previously, and we connected.
Yeah. It was awesome when I was working at the brokerage. They were starting to expand. They brought you in to do the marketing. It was a relief for everyone around because that was one thing that we lacked at the brokerage, to get just some content built. And I mean, you only have a certain amount of time. And with us being busy, it was just something that fell through the cracks. So when you came on, it was a huge help. We all appreciated it. And then when MVP Rentals started to take off, I knew exactly who to turn to. We already had the rapport. I liked how you worked. So then it just naturally grew from there. So
love it.
Yeah. And the previous company that you were at, that small business that you started, tell us about that one.
It was actually a doggy daycare, grooming, boarding facility. It just took up way too much time in my life, and I wanted to spend more time with my kid. I mean, he's 8 going on 18.
Yeah. No, I got to talk to him a little bit this morning.
Yes.
He's a great kid, a lot of fun. But the reason I ask, and I know that I get this from a lot of people that I talk to on either the tenant side or the agent side when working with buyers and sellers, that they feel like it's a daunting thing to get into real estate. There's so much to learn, and it's going to take decades for me to get there. I could never do it. But Natasha is proof that you can go from running a business to getting into this and excelling at it if you just take the time and get in and be present with that path that you take. So
absolutely. I was able to get my real estate license in 2 months when I was at the brokerage. So it's a really interesting and intriguing process. You gain so much knowledge and just you learn all about the laws, the background. And it's really, I found it to be quite an intriguing process to go through.
Yeah. And you don't really use the license at this point yet.
Correct.
I'm going to say yet because it is coming in the future. But I think just from what I saw from when you started coming in just doing marketing, you decided to go get your agent's license. Mm-hmm. Just the knowledge in the terms that you're learning, the process that you're learning, even though you're not using them directly yet, just having that background makes the ease into real estate so much easier.
Oh, for sure. I'm really happy that I decided to go ahead and get my license. Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're going to get that working for you here in a little bit. So out of the career side, on the personal side, where'd you come from? What's your background in terms of education, or where'd you live? Where are you?
Sure. So initially I went to school in Baltimore, Maryland. I got my bachelor's degree in photography. While I was obtaining my bachelor's degree, I was able to intern with the Baltimore Orioles, which, let me just tell you, was a dream come true. So much fun. After that, I then moved back to the Midwest, bought and sold my business, and then decided to go back to school for graphic design and graphic communication. Didn't end up getting my degree in it, but was able to gain a lot of knowledge through the classes that I took. So.
Yeah. And that real life work experience pays off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an advocate for everybody's path being different.
For sure.
I know that in my educational background, it is business and psychology, and I ended up in real estate. So you can go get your degree, and you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The choices you pick, the path that's brought to you,
mm-hmm.
where you end up could be completely different from where you thought 10 years ago.
For sure.
We were just talking about this podcast before it was actually being recorded about never would I think that I was hosting a podcast, bringing in guests talking about real estate. If you asked me 10 years ago, I would say you're crazy. But it's proof that if you take the path and you're confident in it and you keep going, you're going to
mm-hmm.
enjoy it every day, and things are going to lead you to where you're at, and you're going to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I enjoy working with you. I know that you support me so much. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
I'm not a marketing guru by any means. I try to stay out of the limelight on that one. I'm not very active in social media, so Natasha really helps me out with posts and communication and all that stuff. So can you talk about, and I have no problem sending out the information internally here out to the public. When we're working on Instagram social media posts, how did we come up with our game plan of what we were going to do on social media? Because I know I give her the idea, and as a background about us, I give her the idea of, I would like to do one of these 3 things. Mm-hmm. And here's kind of the direction, but you are the pro in this one. So what's your advice?
Sure. So I just Google. I look around on the internet. I see what's appealing to me, what looks like it could make somebody laugh or make somebody like pause for thought, or could just be an interesting topic. And we kind of work with it like that, I would say. Yeah.
I know we've gone through brainstorming sessions
mm-hmm.
about what we'd like to see on a consistent basis, or what are some intriguing topics that we can bring up and put on social media. Mm-hmm. And right now we're in the building stage of trying to get followers, trying to get
sure.
content out. With the content that we put out, we would have about 1 post if we didn't have Natasha. So, and some of the posts hit really well, and we're getting a lot of views, a lot of clicks.
Absolutely.
A lot of feedback on it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the fun of learning what gets people active.
Oh, for sure. And it's so funny because, I work for not just you, I work for another realtor, and I work for a country club, and I work for, people out in California. And it's so funny because some posts do really well for you and don't do really well for the other people, other realtor. And so she would post completely different material than what you would. And it's very interesting and very fun to see how people's differences really do come out through their social media.
Yeah. And I think that's an awesome perspective, because where I work and where my little bubble is, is basically Waukesha County.
Right.
So with you bringing the perspective of a completely different state, not only just a different county when you're working,
Right.
you said it was up in the Dells
Yep.
area. So just even a different county, let alone a different state, bring that perspective in, I feel like is a huge asset to us here.
For sure.
As well as back to them, where you can take things that work here, try to put it out there to see if
Right.
it sticks out there too. That's awesome. Is there other things that you're seeing out there from either the Dells area or California or any other area that you're working that?
Well, in the Dells area, I just see a lot more like pictures and fun interaction as far as like, I would say goofy pictures and more personalized, like more personal information being put out there,
Okay.
you know, about kids and family and friends. Whereas here, we're just more kind of focused on elements like Yay or Nay Wednesdays or Mess It Up Mondays or, you know.
Mess It Up Mondays is my favorite one.
Yes, I am aware.
That came from, if you ever watch HGTV, they've got a show on there where they would send in videos of their painful DIY projects, and they would have those professionals on that network basically video chat into them, ask them questions about where did they start, why did they do it, and then once the person got done explaining, hey, this is how I tried to do it, they would say, well, that was completely wrong. This is how you need to do it, and then they would actually find a property where they could do that at, and then send the video back to them. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, that was super interesting. I could watch this all day. We need to get something like that into our marketing. So watching the videos, and they had collabs going on about like this project and what went wrong, and that one that went wrong. So I was like, Natasha, we need to do something that shows just how bad things can get when you try to do it if you don't do it right.
I think I need to find that show and watch it.
I cannot remember the name of it, but if you do find it, it is awesome. I can try to find it. I'll try to Google what the show name was, but it was a lot of fun to watch. It took up about an hour of my day that I enjoyed. But it really did me more like learning about the building side of it, because I've listened to I've read forums, I've listened to podcasts about real estate, but when you get into building and actually putting things together, all the little details that you need to do to get it right, otherwise it's not going to last,
right,
really gets polarized in that show.
Well, and you can see that personally, can't you, while you're working on your house?
Oh yeah, we were just doing some fascia, and when you're going on a roof line and it's angled, like there's a certain process you need to do it, otherwise pieces are not going to match up. When you try to do soffit, if you don't get 1, 2, 3 done right away, it's just not going to click in. It's not going to look right. And it's those little details where you look at the macro of it and you're like, yes, I want to put this there. And then you get into the micro planning of it and you're like, okay, there's like 5 steps before you even put that up, which has been great. And I love the learning process of it. Every project is new, even within the same house. Trying to put a bathroom together. You put it in once and you go to the other side of the house, the concept's the same. Yeah. But the dimensions are different.
For sure.
You may have one little thing that you have to work around. So I love the getting into it. All right, here's our problem. What are possible solutions? Because there's never one solution to it. So me and my team go in and say we can do 1, 2, or 3. And what's our best option? Right. Which one is going to last longer? Which one is going to be the more secure option? And then we go that route.
For sure. I'm not an expert DIYer, but my husband and I have definitely tackled our fair share of projects at home.
You have to tell the listeners about your DIYs this summer, because I've seen them. They look great. You're being modest on that.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where we start. Well, we did shiplap in our ceilings. We've poured a concrete slab and then done a brick paver patio around it. Oh, we put a putting green in our backyard.
Yes, you did, and I was waiting for you to say that, because I am now putting a putting green in a little chipping area.
That's awesome.
At my house, in inspiration of what you built.
We love it. It was so much fun. And we've just kind of touched every room in our house. We've redone our kitchen. We've regutted our bathroom. We've put tile in our closet, and it's been so much fun. It's been such a learning experience and a really good bonding experience for my husband and I, because we can look at our house and be like, we touched every room.
That is awesome. That's a good perspective to have on it, where yes, you're getting your house done, but you're also spending it with your significant other.
Exactly.
Enjoying the time there. Hopefully there's not a lot of pain points in that one. More enjoyment than pain.
No, we kind of laugh and we're like, well, we didn't kill each other this project. We survived.
That is awesome. And does your husband have background in building?
Oh God, no.
So this is again proof of just.
He actually had to Google or a YouTube video, how to paint a room when we first met, because he had never painted a room. He had never done any DIY projects. He was living down in Milwaukee in a high-rise apartment building. Like, totally had
Hands
no
off.
idea. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's YouTube University.
Yes.
I don't know how people survived without YouTube.
No idea.
Because I know I use it. When we're trying to take on the next project, it is YouTube University for at least an hour.
Absolutely.
Trying to find about 10 to 15 videos of people doing it, or articles of what to watch out for, how to do it correctly. And you kind of take all those 10 to 15 videos and you're like, okay, these were common themes in it.
For sure.
These are things we need to do because everybody's talking about it.
Yep.
And then here's where you can kind of play with it and get creative and do your own spin on it.
For sure. My husband's been researching for over a year now how to build a brick grill. And so I think
that would be fun.
Either later this year or early next year, we'll finally get it done. But he's been researching it left, right, and center. So
right next to the putting green.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, and it's proof of just, if you want to go do something, it may seem daunting, but you don't need a huge background. You don't need to be this contractor of 20 years to go build something. You just need to take the time and be patient and be curious and be diligent to go research it.
Right.
The information's out there. It's going to be out there. Once it's on the internet, it is there.
And the beauty of it is you can save yourself thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Doing it yourself. And it's fun, like you said.
Yeah.
You get the personal satisfaction of spending time with your significant other.
Exactly.
Or if you've got kids who are older. My mom is having me put in these French doors, and she is loving it because I'm going to be over doing this thing. Again, YouTube University on what's the important part of it, what do I have to watch out for. I was just over there last night. She was telling me, these are the doors I want to get. And then I had to go in and say, like, with the doors you picked, this is where it's going to open.
Right.
And she's like, oh, I didn't even notice that.
Hopefully your mom's making you dinner.
She is.
Good.
She always makes dinner. Always. So much dinner, and then sends us home with food.
Oh, love it.
And just ask for the Tupperware back. That's it. That's the only thing locking us in there is
the only caveat.
I'll let you take food. Just bring the Tupperware back. It was great hearing about all the DIY projects. We don't want to keep you guys too long. What we're going to do right now, we're going to switch it up. We're going to go into what is going to be coming up in our show. I'm going to let you guys know how you can get in contact, how you can interact with us, because we do really want to hear from you. I know Natasha, we put out a couple posts on Facebook and on Instagram, letting you know that this podcast is starting. I believe our promotion is still going on, where if you send in any question whatsoever about real estate, whether it be financial, whether it be DIY, whether it be market analysis, anything you are curious about, if you send in a question, we are doing a raffle for, I believe it was a Starbucks gift card.
I think it was.
I'm going to let you guys pick.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, you pick where you want your gift card to go. I have no problem with that one.
I like it.
And then also, if you do tag or let somebody know about this podcast or about us on social media, we will double your entries. I was going to do double your... Should we double the gift card?
Yeah, let's do it.
Double the gift card. Yeah,
I like
that. We planned that out.
Totally.
Completely planned out.
Absolutely.
So, you put in a post, you put in a comment, you tag somebody... You will double your post. You will double your winnings. That's how much we want to hear from you. I'm going to send it over to Natasha, letting you know how that's all done, how you can follow us, how you can follow her.
Yeah. All right. So if you want to follow us, go to MVB Rentals LLC on Facebook and Instagram. You can DM us. You can get a hold of us that way. If you want to follow me, you can go to NKW Designs on both Facebook and Instagram. Or you can go to my website, www.nkwdesigns.com.
Perfect. Is there an easier way is that the easiest way on social media?
Yeah.
Okay. So anybody that needs their marketing needs and want Natasha's background, please hit her up. I highly suggest doing it. She is awesome. Just don't take her away from me too much, because then I'm going to be miserable.
I'm always available for you.
And I appreciate that. So moving on to the last segment, I just want to go into what we are going to be doing next. So this is more of just our intro, so you can learn about us, what we do, kind of learn about our personalities. This podcast is not going to be the most serious thing in the world. The content is going to be serious, but as you can tell, personalities, we are very informal. We want this to be fun. We want you guys to want to listen, keep you guys engaged. So what we are going to do is we are going to bring in some guests here coming up. The next one we have is a man, Adam Oslus, who is a guru in the financial realm of things, talking about 1031 exchanges, some other products that he has in terms of investing your money that you don't need millions and millions and millions of dollars to do. But he is one person that I talk to on a regular basis. The next guest we're going to have, in terms of industry, we want to have anybody that we have worked with in terms of electrical, plumbing, lawn care, landscaping in general.
Carpentry,
yes. Anything we can get, anybody we can get on. We're going to get some other investors on the show as well. I may have some clients come on that I've helped in the past, tell you the good, bad, and ugly about me and our process going through it. So really it is an open-ended book that we are going to create week by week, our journey through real estate, keeping it interesting, keeping it fun, messing up along the way, learning how to correct it. It's going to be a great time.
I love it. Super excited.
That was sincere, and I appreciate it. So keep us in mind. We will be posting this on social media. Every show we have will be posted on social media where you can take a look at it. We'll be getting some more videos, live videos of some builds that we have where we have professionals in talking about what they're doing, why they're doing it, the steps they're doing it. They can introduce themselves to you more on a visual side rather than just listening. But that is a brief overview of what we want to tackle, what we want to accomplish in this podcast. And it all surrounds about giving free information to you, to our audience, just because we want to. All right. So we are going to sign off. I want to say thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with another podcast. It will be interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing what Adam has, because I haven't spoken to Adam in terms of a business side in, it might be 4 or 5 months. It might be over 6. I'll have to check back. But I know he's always coming up with new stuff. So he is interesting. He is fun. He knows numbers. It is great to listen to him. So if that's fascinating, please tune into that show. We should have that by the end of next week on our social media. So for me and Natasha, we're signing off. Thank you for listening.
Bye.